Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. I have a great workshop designed just for you. We're going to be talking about fast and easy fixes for your devices. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. Now, if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I am so glad that you're here today. It is always an honor and a privilege to serve you. And so today we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about some fast and easy fixes for your devices. Why? Because I want to empower you with the tech skills you need so that you can connect with family and friends. That's what I do. Now, first, I just want to say congratulations. I'm so proud of you for making it here today. I know sometimes just getting online, turning on the TV, going on to YouTube, however you're streaming this can be a challenge, and I want to applaud you and thank you for being with me. My name is Abby. I am the founder of Senior Savvy. I'm also a TEDx speaker, and I host a few TV shows, that's right, throughout the week where I talk about technology. And what I want to know from you today is I want to know, what do you do when your device isn't working? Who do you call? Is it your son or your daughter? Is it me? I also want to bring your attention to my email address, which happens to be at the bottom of every single slide here. So you can reach out to me literally anytime. And before I move on, I want to ask you, what's the number one tech support tip? What is it? Can you go ahead and put it down below in the comments, or even give me a thumbs up for this video if you know what it is? I'm going to tell you, in case you're drawing a blank or you're having a senior moment, the number one tech support tip is to unplug it and plug it back in, right? That's what they always tell us to do. Did you unplug it? So that is the number one tech support tip. That is the fastest and easiest fix for any device. All right, let's go ahead and move right along. Today, we're going to talk about devices in different categories. We're going to talk about your Apple, your Android devices, Windows devices, Microsoft devices, printers, and there's always time for some FAQs at the end. So before I get started, though, I wanted to let you know, you may not have heard this, that in 2001, there was a right to repair movement. That's right. Tech companies have made it easier than ever to do self-repairs on certain devices. This really came about when consumers didn't have the ability to go to the store to get things fixed during COVID. Remember that? And the idea behind right to repair is in the name. If you own something, you should be able to repair it yourself. Now, Apple has done this with their Genius Bar, which is genius, right? They also offer iPhone parts and tools to third-party retailers, and you can always call AppleCare anytime you have a question. Now, I call AppleCare all the time. I put the phone number there for you, and I've had a lot of success just calling AppleCare. There are some things like photo storage and backups that I want to make sure I get right. When it comes to your Microsoft devices, Microsoft included improved repairability, and the Microsoft Store provides certain replacements and as well as third-party retailers. When it comes to Samsung, Samsung has what's called an iFixit repair guide. Very handy, really helpful for repairing your devices on your own. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some fast and easy fixes for your Apple devices. If your iPhone or your iPad is running slow, what you can do right away is check your network conditions, make sure you're connected to the right Wi-Fi, and if not, toggle on and toggle it on. Otherwise, toggle it off. That's almost the equivalent to unplugging the device, but toggle it off, toggle the Wi-Fi back on, and make sure you get reconnected to the right Wi-Fi. If your device is slowing down, what you could do is you can swipe up and close some apps. Now, this isn't always the biggest fix. However, I will tell you that if an app is acting glitchy, as my kids would call it, it might be that you need to quit it and close it. So I just want to show you again what I did here. I just went up from the bottom about 10% up. And then from there, I'm going to swipe up and I'm going to quit those apps that are open. That'll be a fast and easy fix for you. If your device is slow, you also want to make sure that you're not exceeding your storage. What you're going to do there is you're going to go into your settings, you're going to tap General, and then you're going to go ahead and click on iPhone storage to see where you're at. If you're using too many apps, you can go through and offload unused apps. You can also make sure that you turn off low power mode for your battery. Now, you may have turned this on thinking you were running low on battery and you wanted to preserve it, but it will actually prevent you from receiving emails as well as, let's see, some other updates to your device if you're in low power mode. You can also optimize your battery charging by selecting 80%. So you can reduce your battery aging by limiting a full charge. Now, I know a lot of us just keep it plugged in at all times, right? That's how you roll. But you can actually extend the longevity of your battery by only charging it to 80%. Another thing you can do, another fast and easy fix, is prevent it from overheating. You may have seen this pop on now and then with the screen that tells you your phone has gotten too hot. And sometimes that happens if it's on your dashboard or near your dashboard. And you really do want to prevent your device from overheating because your battery's enemy is heat. And heat will make your battery expand and it will make it less effective. You can also optimize your battery charging by using Apple's certified cables and chargers. Now, it's okay if you're using a cheapy charger when you're on the road and you don't have anything else to work from, but you definitely want to make sure that you're using Apple certified cables. Also, if you're finding that there are some glitches, maybe you're on your game app, Words with Friends, it just closes unexpectedly, or you find that you're in email and it just closes like that, it goes blank, you might need to update your software. This happens to be something I see happening all the time. A lot of my students don't update their software, ignore it, for instance, and it will, in fact, create lots of problems for you. Another thing you might need to do is just update your payment information, update your Apple ID password, which maybe you haven't changed in a few years. These are all indications that something needs to be done. If you're having sound issues, something that you can do is you can clean your phone with a microfiber cloth. You can also get a new case or clean the case, but I also want you to be aware of where you're holding your case, okay? Because right down there, that's where your speakers are. And if you're holding your case like this, you are covering up the speakers. So just beware of where your hand is. Now we're going to move on to Apple's sister, the Android devices. If you have low storage, and actually anything we talk about here with Android can also be done on your iPhone as well, you might want to go ahead and upload your photos to the Google Photos app. That's right. Too many photos on your phone might be taking up too much storage space. You can also organize your files in the Google app. I actually find it easier to do this on the computer as opposed to on the phone. I like to make bigger deletions all at once, and I find I'm able to do that on the computer. If you find that your device has some subpar stamina, like it just kind of burns out easily, you may have your screen brightness turned on too high, which is draining your resources. Additionally, you can also reduce the screen timeout. Now, the screen timeout is typically set at 30 seconds at the default, which is usually not enough for most of us who are staring at our screens trying to figure out what we're looking at, right? And so if you have changed yours maybe to 10 minutes or never, that is going to be draining your storage. It's going to be draining your resources, and you're going to want to reduce that to about 2 minutes. If you're finding that you're draining your battery or things are working slow, you can especially change your device to the dark theme. So you're going to go from the light theme to the dark theme. And again, you can do this on your Apple as well. You may want to go through and uninstall any bloatware. Bloatware is usually apps that were pre-installed on your device. And if you cannot uninstall it. It means it needs to be there, okay? That used to be different. People would ask me, well, I don't know, what if I need it? Well, you can always get it back from the App Store or the Google Play Store, but if you're absolutely not supposed to delete it, the phone won't allow you to do that. Now, one thing that does annoy a lot of people is the auto rotate. And so you can turn off auto rotate. I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's this flip-flopping thing. So let's just say I've got my phone up, I turn it to the side and everything flip-flops on me. Let me go ahead and get into, for instance, my calendar. If I turn it to the side, it all flip-flops. If I go like this, it flip-flops again. And this can be very disconcerting for a lot of people, but you can select auto rotate. You can turn it off so it doesn't do that. And this way it's not going to flip flop on you. You can also toggle off notifications. Now, notifications are typically referred to as those annoying pop-ups. That's how my clients talk about them. They say, I'm writing an email or I'm typing an email, and the next thing I know, boom, someone's posted a new Facebook photo, or I'm playing a game on my phone and boom, there's a new Trump story from CNN. You can toggle off notifications. The default for all these apps is that they're turned on. And when you have about 50 apps on your phone, that's a lot of distracting notifications. For me, I typically have about 5 notification apps turned on. My phone, I want to know if I get a phone call, email, Uber, that's for sure. If Uber's outside, I want to know. So you need to keep that one on. I have 1 or 2 other ones, maybe from my bank for any alerts, and that's it. I don't want all those annoying pop-ups and all of those notifications. Now let's talk about some quick and easy fixes for your Microsoft devices. First up, one thing you can do is you can uninstall bloatware. Again, bloatware are the pre-installed apps that came with the device. And what you can do is you can go to your settings, select apps, go to apps and features, and from there, you can see which ones are taking up the most amount of space, as well as which ones you haven't used in so many years. So you can go through and uninstall them. You can also limit any startup process. Those are things that are running in the background when you turn on your computer. There's a whole bunch of them that are automatically turned on. You may not have selected that. You can also clean up your disk, and just about once a month, I recommend that you delete any temporary files that were downloaded to your computer in an installation process. You can go to your settings, you can type in storage, and then storage sense. And from there, you can clean up any temporary files. Now, I want to pause for just a minute to let you know that if at any time you want to pick up your phone, take a snapshot of what's on the screen, feel free to do just that. A lot of my students do that. I love to see you doing that. You can always get back to this later on. You can also check for viruses and spyware. So if something seems unusual with your computer, it's slowed down, it's acting glitchy, something like that, it's not functioning the way you're used to it functioning, what you can do is download something like Malwarebytes. That's my personal favorite. And they do have a free version, and Microsoft has one. It's called Defender. It's a malware scanner, and it will scan to see if there's any malware on your device. Additionally, you can change your power mode to best performance. A lot of people, myself included, initially change their power mode from, say, best to power mode. And how you do this, like you think maybe you're saving some energy one way or the other, but best performance is going to help you save that energy rather than selecting power mode. Now let's talk about your printers, which I happen to think is one of the most antiquated thing on my desk right now. The printer technology truly has not improved that much. If your printer won't turn on, go ahead and unplug it, wait a couple minutes, plug it back in. Sometimes that will do the trick. If you have print jobs that are stuck in a queue, what I want you to do is right-click and cancel all of the previous print jobs. Your computer might be trying to print something that you asked it to do a couple of years ago, believe it or not. If your printer cannot find your computer using a wireless process, what you want to do is you want to go into your printer settings and go ahead and remove the default printer. It may even be hooked up to an older fax machine. I've seen it all, but you're going to remove it. You're just going to go ahead and add it back in. And sometimes that creates the connection. If you're getting low print quality, sometimes you just need to take those cartridges out and wipe them on a paper towel to remove any blockages. And once in a while, you may have to download a new printer driver just to get the latest software. And when it comes to your printer not being recognized on the Wi-Fi, one thing you can always do is pick up a standardized printer cable. Okay, these work across all printers. They all have the same ends on them. And this is really my number one go-to for wireless issues with printers, which I get these calls all the time. So I keep something like this in my trunk. You plug the printer in, you plug it into your computer, voila, it's made that connection. Once it makes that connection, you can unplug the cable because it's already forged a connection and it reads it now. Isn't that a good one? And these cables, they're like $8. You can order them on Amazon in different lengths as well. Now, I want to go ahead and answer some of your frequently asked questions. And people will ask at times, what about that printer app? And when it comes to that printer app, what I want to say is that it can be easier sometimes to use the printer app. For instance, I believe that HP has a printer app. And so you're going to want to go ahead and download that, get that app on your phone, and that should help you print wirelessly from your phone to the computer or to the printer. Hey guys, guess what? We're out of time and we're at the end of the slideshow, but I want to thank you for being here with me today. You can always find more of my content on Facebook, and we do offer a lot of password help because we know a lot of people really struggle with that. You can always reach out to me here at seniorsavvy.net. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much for joining me today.